Alright, so the Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 trailer just dropped, and this really surprised me. It looks like the whole show is going in like a new direction, and I found some really interesting things that I want to talk about in this video specifically throughout the trailer, but I have a full trailer breakdown shot by shot. That's most likely going to be coming out later today or tomorrow morning. The season 9 finale is tonight, so I'm definitely going to be making my review for that as soon as the episode airs, and then also a season 10 video. So we got a lot of Walking Dead stuff coming up, so be sure to hit the subscribe button. But for today's video, we're going to discuss some interesting shots and people in the trailer, some new characters, and like I said, it looks like the whole show is going in a new direction. And then also there are some major announcements coming up, possibly another crossover, which is super interesting. So this is the person I want to talk about. It looks like it's some government person in a hazmat suit, and I do think this season is going to explore more of the the whole government thing and testing walkers and stuff. And it's interesting because Gimple did say that the first half of this season is gonna set up something for the bigger world. Like, it's not just Fear the Walking Dead, it's gonna set up something for the entire Walking Dead universe. Now I think it'll be super interesting if this group is like the origin story of the Commonwealth, because the TV show, the main show, The Walking Dead, is ahead of Fear the Walking Dead for quite a bit now. I think it's like 8 years or so, depending on if Fear the Walking Dead there's like a time skip into season 5, but still, regardless, they're a lot ahead than Fear the Walking Dead. They're still back when Morgan left. Like, it's closer to all out war for these guys. So that being said, 8 years is a lot for a group to become the Commonwealth. Maybe this is like the origin story, and with this big universe now, and Gimple saying this first half is going to set up something for the whole universe, I think it's possible. Another group that this person could be connected to could be Rick's group, which I could see it being more, I think, with Rick, because Rick's group seemed to be like full on, like sort of military-ish, because we saw what they're doing with Jadis. They want to trade people. Obviously, like, why would they want people and she was gonna have people like walkers bite them. I'm assuming Rick, like the people who took Rick, they're doing experiments, and that's what it looks like this group also is doing. We're gonna get back to this airplane in just a second, but going back to the experiments, this is what I mean. Like, they have these signs, like we have the danger, keep out, so they're definitely setting up like a border for themselves just to do experiments, because I think they're obviously gonna cross it. But look at this, like they have these cages and they put birds in it, and then this one walker is super, like, there's like some radioactive shit happened to that walker. So there's definitely experiments going on, and I love how this is why I'm pretty excited for Fear season 5, because this is something I know fans have always been wanting to explore, like the military and the government, and it looks like we're gonna finally get that. Going back to that airplane in the trailer, I was looking super hard to see if I could find that symbol that was in the helicopter that took Rick. I couldn't find any, but I would love, like, I think that would be amazing, because I think that's like the best subtle way to make it seem like the connected universe is to have that symbol on a helicopter or an airplane or something. But I want to go ahead and read exactly what Gimple said before we move further. So this is what Gimple had to say about Fear season 5. He said, "There's going to be some pre-announcements made. We're going to have some announcements after that, but what I will say is Fear the Walking Dead is coming up in June, and there is a story in the first half of the season that has to do with one of the greater stories of the universe that will bring in some of the things that all of you guys have seen before. It will expand out just a little bit more, and then we'll have an announcement." So that's why when he says that there's gonna be things that we've seen before in the universe, that's why. And he also says like greater stories of the universe. So I just feel like with the greater stories, like how he phrased that, I feel like it has to do with the movies, like the greater stories. I think it's even beyond the main show. So that's why I think that this group here could possibly be more connected with the group that took Rick than even the Commonwealth. But it could still be the Commonwealth, it's open for discussion. And the people who actually went to the panels, like the media outlets and stuff, they said that they have a lot of announcements coming up in the next week. Like, here, I'll show one tweet. This is from Undead Walking, and they said, Yannette Nicole Brown asked Gimple about crossovers in the Walking Dead universe. There might be a big announcement this week. And then Gimple also says this, according to them. They said, Gimple says that they tell a big story this season that involves a character that ties into the bigger universe. Very secretive, but very exciting. So I feel like it has to be Rick, right? Like a character. And I don't think it's going to be Dwight, because Dwight is connected to Walking Dead, but is he connected to the bigger universe? Not really, but Rick is, because he's going to wherever this bigger universe is. So I do think they are going to be setting little seeds for the group that took Rick. And then they also said that during the panel, they said there's going to be a possible crossover announcement this week. So definitely stay tuned for that. I can't wait for it. As soon as I find out who it is, I'll make a video on it. But I want to talk a little bit about who it could also be in this video, because since we're talking about the whole bigger universe, and I think it's going to be somebody going from Fear to The Walking Dead. Maybe. And I think it's going to happen in season 10, because they are going to be getting ready to film season 10 at the end of April. So they are probably going to announce who the crossover is going to be. Like they did the same thing with Dwight and Morgan. When they both were going to cross over, they announced it before they began filming. Because The Walking Dead, these shows, they film in the open. So, I mean, sometimes there's like closed sets and stuff, but for the most part, people can see sometimes the filming. And they obviously have to announce it, or people are just going to take pictures of them and just be like, okay, this guy is the crossover. So, I get why they would want to announce it. And with season 10 of The Walking Dead starting to film soon, I think they might be announcing somebody crossing over there. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky, because like I said in the beginning of the video, The Walking Dead is like 8 years ahead of Fear the Walking Dead. Again, they could do a time skip starting into season 5. We don't know that for sure, because the way season 4 ended, like a time skip is definitely possible, because all they were doing were that truck business with Polar Bear or whatever, you know, helping out people. So it was nothing like a cliffhanger or anything. They could skip like a year or two in the future for all we know. It's possible. But regardless, The Walking Dead is still ahead a while. And I just don't know who this crossover character would be. And I feel pretty confident. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be somebody going into The Walking Dead, because they're already filming Fear. And like I said, they film in the open. So if there's somebody else crossing over besides Dwight this season, they would already have probably announced that, because why would they announce Dwight but not the other person? I mean, who knows? It could be like Maggie or something, and they want to keep it super secret. But again, I don't think that's the case. And then also, maybe they're just announcing it for a future Fear season. Who knows? I mean, if they're announcing this for like Fear season 6, then yeah, it could still be somebody going from The Walking Dead to Fear. But just because it's coming in the next week or so, season 9 ended, season 10 filming is going to begin, I do think it's somebody going to The Walking Dead from Fear. You guys let me know in the comments down below who you think the crossover character could be. But you know what I think would be amazing? If it's all the characters. Because what if Fear season 5 is the final season, and they make all the characters that they want to continue their stories go to the main show? Because it is a shared universe now, right? So it's okay if Fear ends, because the characters, that's what matters. They could just go into the main show and they can, you know, they can have another story there. I think it's the characters that are important. And we also know they're developing a third series. And I don't think AMC can run 3 Walking Dead shows. Like, how is that even possible? Like, with scheduling and stuff? You know, Fear and the main show already take up, like, you know, pretty much the entire year. So, I think Fear needs to end in order for that third show to come. I know we're jumping all over the place. Hopefully, I'm not being confusing. But, yeah, with the third show, like I was saying, that's still in development. So, it's probably not going to come out for, like, in the next year or two. But like I said, that show is coming to the AMC, right? Like, it's confirmed now. They're developing it. So I do think one show needs to end. You know, the Walking Dead main show, they don't really have, like, they're already planning like up to season 12, because they're signing actors to 3-year deal. So I think Fear needs to end, and maybe that's a crossover, like all the characters are coming. I mean, I would love that personally. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want Fear to end. Like, I'm just saying, at a logical standpoint, one of the shows needs to end in order for a third series to come. And, you know, I think this crossover could potentially be them announcing that all the characters are going over, and, you know, they're announcing this third series now. I can't wait for it. Hopefully they're right when they said it's going to come out in the next week. I can't wait for it. But I'm excited for Fear the Walking Dead. So like I said, I don't want it to end, but I'm just saying, like, it's okay, I think, if it ends for if the characters go on to the main show, like, I'm gonna be okay with that, because that's what's important, right? The characters, the universe is shared. They could do any story on any TV show. So, but I am excited for this season in particular, because this whole story with the military government and whatever doing with the walkers experiments, this is like some Walking Dead that everybody's always been asking for, I think. I know it's not early on, it's like pretty late into the apocalypse, but still, it's exciting to see it. And this airplane could have some major significance. I know I don't want to jump into any conclusions or throw out wild speculation, but I'm gonna do it anyways. What if somebody, like, you know, because the airplane crashes, what if somebody like fixes it up and they travel. Who knows? Like, because the airplane has to have some sort of meaning, right? I mean, it's not a very like classy militarized airplane or anything. It's probably just like an airplane somebody found in an abandoned airport. That's why it crashes. But still, what if they fix it up and they go somewhere? I mean, it's a pretty small airplane, but maybe that's like the one, like if it's gonna be one character who crosses over into The Walking Dead, maybe they take this helicopter. But overall, I do think this group we're going to be introduced to this season, this military group, I do have a feeling they're connected with the group that took Rick. Because based on what Gimple is saying, like it's going to be a character that ties into the bigger universe, I have a feeling it's going to be Rick. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts and opinions on it. I am going to wrap it up there. Like I said, you know, what do you think is up with this helicopter? Who do you think it's going to be significant? Who do you think the crossover is going to be? Who do you think this new group is connected to? Let me know in the comments down below. But I am going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead videos just like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.